Hey everyone, welcome to another Tuesday Tidbit. Today we're going to be looking at Luke chapter 10, verses 38 through 42. Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken from her." So often when we read this passage, I think we have a tendency to see it as this comparison and a rebuke to Martha, that she needs to be more like her sister Mary. But this week, as I really sat with this passage, and also as I read through a devotional that was touching on the same passage, I started to see it in a different light. And it really comes down to the response Jesus has to Martha. To start off, he responds to her, repeating her name, Martha, Martha. Now in Hebrew, a repeating name was actually an expression of intimacy and closeness. And so to start, he's not coming out of a place of Martha, Martha, shaking his finger at her, about to tell her everything she's doing wrong. But he comes out of a place of a close friendship, of an intimacy. "I see you, Martha. Martha, Martha, I see you. You are anxious and troubled about many things." He doesn't address her saying, "You're serving too much. You're way too busy. Come, sit on the floor." He never says that to her, but more, he addresses her heart. He addresses the fact that she is anxious and worried and stressed out about all the things she's trying to get done. And then he says, "But one thing is necessary." So he addresses the fact that she's anxious and troubled. He addresses her heart. He comes to her as a friend saying, "I see you. I see what's troubling you." But then he points her to the one thing that she really needs, to himself. He's pointing to the fact that she can rest in his presence, that she can have peace. She doesn't have to be troubling herself and being anxious about getting everything perfectly right. But she could have joy in doing the serving because she has his presence right there. But I really started to see from this passage, Jesus is never saying you need to stop serving, but it's more the heart. And it makes me think of whatever we're doing, whatever we feel called to do, to look and say, am I doing this from a heart posture that is focused on God? Because when we do focus on Him, we are able to experience His peace no matter what environment we're in, and we can have joy as we complete the task before us. And here I think that's exactly what's happening. They're each feeling called to be doing something different in that moment. Mary was compelled to go sit at his feet and hear his teaching. And Martha felt called to be preparing and getting everything set up and working extra hard to make it just right. I started to imagine her being there in that room and hearing Jesus teaching in the background and completing all of that preparation out of a place of peace and joy, just knowing His presence is there. So that's the quick little tidbit. I love just seeing this passage in a new light and new perspective this week. And I think it just deepened my understanding of the Lord's compassion for people, the way that He gets straight to the point of what's really happening in our heart, because He wants to relieve us of that. When we focus on Him and have peace and joy to accomplish whatever is before us. Not to fall into the comparison trap of the people around us, but to trust His leading in our lives, and to trust that no matter what we're doing, we can feel near to Him, and we can do it through integrity and in a way that brings honor to Him and can be a blessing to others. So I hope that could encourage you today. I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. And scene! Woo!